Balthazar Javet, and Claudine Javet, the proud parents of our beloved mother, with their priceless treasure, their little newborn girl, born on 10th November 1779 at Jalage, the baby girl who would make a path-breaking change in the lives of many in the years to follow, and whose name would be remembered by all generations for all the ages to come. The baptism of our beloved Foundress in the parish church of Sur, where her father brought her to make his little girl a child of God with the sacrament of baptism. Nanette, seen apologizing to her servant, who was displeased and shocked when she caught the former taking a few drops of the good old Burgundy from the cellar. Henceforth, Nanette resolved with great determination never again to touch wine, a resolution she kept through life. 16-year-old Nanette, seen rushing to the chapel with her usual courage, reckless of the danger that may befall her, when she learned that the castle of Chamelin was about to be pillaged by the revolutionaries. Here she succeeded in rescuing the sacred vessels and vestments before the arrival of the soldiers. Watchful Nanette, seen meeting the priest hunters and chatting with them. She often amused them in this manner and offered them refreshments in her father's house in order to divert their attention till the time the hunted priests were led to safety. Convincing a youngster who proposed to her for marriage that she is destined for a greater vocation and wishes only to be the bride of Christ. 17-year-old Nanette, spending her free time in prayers with her family at the oratory which her father had built for her in the garden. Saint Teresa, appearing in Anne's vision at Besançon, entrusting God's children of different complexions in her care. 28-year-old Anne and her 3 sisters, with several other young girls, pronouncing their vows and donning their religious costume on 12th May 1807 in St. Peter's Church at Chalon. Mother Javet, in the hovels of the blacks, amidst the natives and the orphans, reaching out to them and radiating the charity of Christ. Mother Javet, comforting and taking care of the slaves in Sierra Leone, where the deadly yellow fever had broken out. Mother Javet, touched with pity by the misery of the 20 slaves who had fled from their masters and had been living for some time in the forest. Mother General, comforting an ill old woman on the verge of death, surrounding her with maternal care and preparing her for her journey to the heavenly abode. One of the Negroes warning Mother Javet and pleading before her not to get into the sloop, as a plan had been hatched to topple the boat. Valiant Mother Javet, shedding tears of joy as each emancipated slave handed over their own parchment, the Charter of Freedom, which they received from the governor, to her for safekeeping. The black natives, enjoying their freedom in the presence of the governor and his officials, by trying to put on boots given to them by Mother Javet to keep them at par with the white men who wore boots. Liberator Mother Javet, extending her service as far as Guyana along with her sisters, even in unhealthy regions where little groups of natives lived among jaguars and serpents. Mother Jave, whose main teaching was God and my neighbor, is seen writing one of those priceless letters which form the spiritual treasury of the congregation. An aged Mother Jave at her deathbed, preparing herself cheerfully for her journey to eternity. Our Mother General's journey to her heavenly abode on 15th July 1851, when the Master came to seek the faithful servant who had so lovingly served him on earth. The cause for her beatification was introduced on February 11th, 1908, and she was beatified in the Roman Catholic Church by Pope Pius XII on October 15th, 1950. The relics of Blessed Anne Marie Jave have been brought from Senlis to Paris. After the beatification in 1950, the reliquary is placed under the altar of the chapel, and the reliquary of our beloved Mother's heart is preserved in the crypt. A light in darkness, her wonderful story still continues. Anne Marie continues to live through her daughters. We are grateful to the successive Mother Generals who have carried forward the legacy of Anne Marie by living the charism of the congregation.